Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
This is the best sports talk show in the city. It is because of that guy right there, Braylon Edwards.
We got Shaded Bray again?
We've got Shaded Bray. Yes, we do. A different pair of sunglasses, or glasses in general. Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports, Monday through Friday, 2 until 4. Braylon Edwards yesterday. If you missed it, please, you got to follow us on our social media platforms, please. If you missed his Braylon breakdown yesterday of Aiden Hutchinson against Penei Sewell, it would have benefited you later in the day. Because later in the day, video emerged of Aiden Hutchinson working against Miami's Dolphins right tackle. He did the same move and beat the living snot out of him.
Murder. It's about to be.
How did you know? How did you know?
Because Penei Sewell is the best right tackle in football,
Yeah.
so I know that that's going to be extra hard trying to get those moves off against him. But iron sharpens iron, and I believe that Aiden working with Penei, over the last 3-4 months, I think it's allowed him to get his confidence back, like it wouldn't have if he would have been with a less than right tackle. Like when you come off a major injury like Aiden, it takes a while to get back to the mental aspect of the game. To see that rep against Penei Sewell, that's why I said, hey, Penei won this rep, but let's take away the good things. And that bend at the last part of the play we saw yesterday was what I took away from it. That's what I harped on, and that's what you saw when you saw the footage against the Miami Dolphins. It was like it was easy.
Well, you can see the footage all you want, but you need Braylon's breakdown to really appreciate it. And I think you'll really enjoy it if you missed it yesterday. And reports are that Aiden Hutchinson recorded 4 to 5 sacks against the Dolphins today in 25 defensive snaps. So at some point before the NFL season begins, at some point we're all going to say we're going to give some predictions. I know people don't always like that, but it is a trend that is very popular. It engages the audience, and I think it's worth talking about. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be part of some of those predictions.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's just a badass.
Yeah. That video, those videos from the Miami, him and Amon-Ra St. Brown, it's just bullying.
Yeah.
That was just bullying grown men.
Yeah.
We can start here, to be honest, and we don't have to harp on it too much because it has been an ass kicking. It was yesterday. It is going on right now. It is that. But it's one thing to see Amon-Ra in one-on-ones have a good day. He's an elite wide receiver in this NFL. He's an all-pro. It's another thing to see Aiden Hutchinson in one-on-ones have some success. He is an elite pass rusher. He is going to be one of the top 3, 4, 5 best defensive ends once he is fully healthy. The list goes on. But to watch the team drills, that's what you focus on. When you get to the one-on-ones and things like that, you take it with a grain of salt. But when you're talking about the team drills, when you're talking about domination from the first team dominating Miami's first team, the second team dominating Miami's second team, the third team exact, and then the fourth team, they gave up 1 touchdown, and it was Zach Wilson. When you're talking about that level of dominance, that means all the meeting rooms are preaching the same thing. That means the players are dialed into the coaches. That means they're getting out of the players what you want to see at this time. So I could care less about how bad Miami is. I could care less about what you think Tua is or what you think Mike McDaniels is or what you think they are. The fact that you dominated a whole NFL team for the entirety of practice at every single level, that says a lot about who this Detroit Lions team is and who they planning on becoming this season.
Look, I respect your opinion as much as anybody's when it comes to football, but I would say this. There is somebody out there, and it's Mike McDaniel, who said this yesterday that might be one of the better compliments you could ever hope for your football team. When you've got an opposing head coach who is used to breaking down film, used to looking at athletes and grading talent and so on and so forth and measuring them against others, it means something to me. And when he comes out and says This is a tremendous challenge for us. The Lions give you sound football. They give you some offsets. Jared Goff just does such a great job operating the offense while being such a threat as a distributor. And he talked about how much he respects Dan Campbell and the Lions and the way they go about their business. I love what Detroit has done the last couple of years. I think they're well equipped to take the next step even more forward based on the players they have in the system. If I'm a Detroit Lions fan, I'm really excited.
One thing about Miami Daniel that I do appreciate is he doesn't blow smoke. He may be an interesting character, if you will. Guess what? We all are. But he comes to that podium. He gives correct information, or he gives honest information. So I don't believe this is him blowing smoke because he likes Dan Campbell or Dan Campbell has ties to the Miami Dolphins. I believe what he's saying is true. This is what he feels about this Detroit Lions team. They're well coached. They have players that have now experienced the last 3-4 years and have took their strides to become elite players in this NFL. And there's a certain energy that you feel when you watch the Lions.
This is the week 3 for the Lions, week 2 for Miami, and they'll have another one. So we've already discussed on how much we think the starters will play. I thought it would be at least a couple of series Saturday. We'll soon find out. But is this also the time where a lot of players are like, all right, I've had enough. I'm ready for the regular season to begin. It's almost like when you're in spring training for baseball and you've played about 25 games and you're saying to yourself, when can the lights get brighter because I'm ready for opening day?
Yeah, you get to a point where you're tired of going against the same guys, the same energy, watching the same film. You're being in the same halls all the time, same hotel rooms. If you're staying at a hotel or a college campus, it gets to become a repetitious routine. It gets old. It gets tiring. I'm tired of looking at, insert DB here. I'm tired of scanning the field and seeing Kirby Joseph or seeing Brian Branch cheat on my play because I know he knows what the play is because we've been working at this now for over a month. So this is when coaches have to dial in, and you can see the energy on your players' faces. You know what? I know you guys aren't into it because the last thing you want to have is a couple of practices, a couple of days in a row where guys don't have the energy. Guys go out there particularly maybe hurt themselves or just have a SHIT practice. Yeah. And you put that on film when you don't have to. So this is where the coaches get creative and you take the day off and you have a movie night or you have a water park day or you have a get with your family day or, hey, we provided Buddy's Pizza for everybody. Come on down, get some pizza, enjoy it.
I like what you did there. That's creative.
Come on, man. Yeah. We got to support our people, man. Or just have some fun. Hey, we got a home run. Like one of the things Pete Carroll did, appreciate you, Spendo. One of the things Pete Carroll did, he was the king of this. Like, legitimately, we had a bad practice, maybe my first and a half week with the Seattle Seahawks, and we had been going hard. Like, he had been working us through the ringer, if you will, to get ready for that season. We just looked bad. We looked slow. We didn't, we were over it. It was about two preseason games into it. He said, all right, we got something for you tomorrow. Take the night off. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't get here till 1. We came in, they had water slides set up. I'm not talking about water slides like you put for your kids, in the residential space. I'm talking about water slides that they cost upwards of 6 figures, if you know, to set up. They had that going on. We had a wiffle ball home run contest. Like they had set up like a little small park, little infield. But things like that, they get you away from the game. Cool. They get you away from, the repetition of waking up at 6 a.m., going to get treatment, going to meetings, going to practice, watching film, going back to practice, then doing walkthroughs, and then treatment, and then sleeping and reveille and waking up and doing it again. Things like movies, home run derbies, whatever your version is, it breaks it up. And then you come back a day and a half later, you charge, you appreciate your coach for seeing that you guys need that space. And now you can start to work hard again for him. So
he sensed that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, Pete sensed it. Rex Ryan was good at that as well. They were the best. Some of the other ones, they didn't take the hints.
How often would they do that during training camp?
4 to 5 times.
Oh, really? That
4 to 5 times. That
surprises me.
I think you get 2 that are in there. Like we know after 2 weeks we're doing this movie day. All right, we know after 4 weeks we're doing this day off and we have this plan for the players that want to do it. And if they don't, they can chill at home with their family or just chill at home. I think there are like 2 to 3 that just randomly come up. when you can just see your guys have hit a wall, and you know what, it's not going to get better tonight at practice.
Yeah.
It's not going to get better tomorrow morning in practice. Let's give them the day. I think there are 2 to 3 days like that if you're a good coach.
Players ever recognize that and go to the coach and make the suggestion, or do they worry about, oh, he thinks I might be a slacker here?
I think it depends on what type of coach you have, and I think Dan Campbell's one of those guys players can talk to. His door is open. As long as you have a coach whose door is open, Rex Ryan was that way. You can go in there. You may not get your wish. You may not get what you want, but the fact that the door is open and you have conversation, you feel heard, you feel appreciated.
So he'll hear you out, right?
He'll hear you out. I think Pete was that way. Rex was that way. Romeo just didn't know what he didn't know. And then Jim Harbaugh, at the time, ladies and gentlemen, he didn't care. Like, Jim's not that coach now. But when I played for him in San Francisco, he was
Really?
yeah, 100%. It's Jim.
Yeah.
That's
He's a
Jim.
different cat.
Yeah,
He's a really good football coach.
He's a great football coach. He's a cot at the facility type of coach. And a cot at the facility is an old school Army cot. Or if you went to, was it child daycare back in the day, the old school cots that you have out there, he had that under his desk, and that's where he slept for the majority of the 7 days a week. And we're not playing on the road because he wanted to have all the knowledge, all the information, see all the angles, and just make sure that he was prepared. So I respect that side of it.
Yeah.
But it creates energy that maybe doesn't allow players to see it that way.
Yeah, the commitment is unbelievable,
Yeah.
but there has to be a work-life balance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah, because then you bring home stuff to your family. Then you got to bring that stuff into the workplace, and it adds even more pressure, even more stress on you. Now it's more stress that you're giving out to the players. Because you got into it with your old lady, don't bring that energy to work.
Yeah, right.
Guess what? We all got old ladies, and we got into it with them too. But you expect the most out of us at practice.
It's gotten physical, too.
Yeah.
That's not a surprise. That happens probably in just about every joint practice. But I do love the way the Lions have responded with a calming effect. But if you're going to push me too far, you're going to see what's coming next. I like that attitude about it's an under control vigor that they have when they practice in these dual practices.
Lions are the most physical team in the NFL. They took over for what the 49ers were. Remember that stat that came out 2-3 years ago? The teams that played the 49ers in 2022, 23, they were like 0-16 in the game after playing the 49ers. That's now the Detroit Lions. So they know they're more physical than the teams that they will see in the games, that they will see in joint practices. So they're like, hey, look, we'll be cool as long as you're cool. And then when you start to get dominated, what you start to do is, now I'm dominating. Now I want to throw late shots. Now I want to talk a little extra mess. Now I'm frustrated. I'm doing little extra things in the pile. Well, now you're waking up the big dog. Technically you're waking up a lion. The Detroit Lions, that is. So when you wake that lion up, that's not the smoke you want. So they did a good job, to your point, of knowing that they are top dog, but don't wake them up.
Yeah, yesterday it was Isaac Tesla with a little extra physicality. Today, Dan Skipper a little bit too.
Don't wake him up.
Yeah, when the big boys start throwing down, everybody should clear out.
When the big boys start throwing down, that's when you know you're getting dominated. Because the biggest thing you look at is to get a feel for who's winning is the line of scrimmage. What are the big guys doing up front? Is the offensive line getting handled by the defensive line? Is the defensive line not getting any push because the offensive line is stopped? That's what's going on for the Miami Dolphins. They can't get any push on any side of the ball. So now you get frustrated, and you don't want to be in those scrums, not when you got 58 on the right tackle side.
So this was part of it. You see it right here on our wall. Isaac Tesla kind of embodies what we were just talking about. He and Dolphins corner Jack Jones yesterday got into it, a little bit of a skirmish. Tesla looking even more fired up, but he says, I'm not looking for a fight, but if the fight comes to him, he sure as hell isn't backing down. I think that endears him to the fan base for sure. How does it endear him to some of his teammates, do you think, as a rookie?
All players want to know that their guys want that smoke. You want to know if there's a battle, I don't want to compare it to war because people don't like that. If there's a battle, you got your back. You're in the foxhole with me. You don't mind. You can take the pressure. I think that's what they are seeing out of Tesla. He's not just a guy out there making plays at the wide receiver position, which Oh boy, did he yesterday. Can I talk about that, or do you want me to do that later?
We're going to talk about that when we come back. It's a really good tease because I think I've said this forever, folks. It is really hard to impress high-level athletes. Braylon Edwards has been there and done it. He's done it. He's seen it. He's played against it. He's played with it. He's fully aware. But when his head turns because of a player making a specific play, then you know it's got to be special. Speaking of special, Ben Johnson is special. To us, he could be special for you too. Right, Braylon?
Ben Johnson is the fighter. You should let Ben Johnson fight for you because justice, it means different things to different people. But whether it's a settlement or verdict, justice is always worth the fight. If you've got a case, contact the fighters at Ben Johnson Law today. Contact them at benfights.com. And fighting is very important because they want to fight for you. He is the fighter, and everybody at that law firm, they fight just as hard as Big Ben himself. Tough, tenacious trial lawyers. That's what they are. That's what you want. That is what you want when you hire an attorney, when you hire a firm. You want to be tough. You want them to be tenacious. Tenacious because they're going to continue to go after it. And then also you want them to be trial lawyers, and that's what they are. Ben Johnson, let them fight for you.
And if you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. With the top brands of massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki, they are located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, right down the street from us, man. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He's the wellness doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel ever. Book a visit right now, massagechairhouse.com, or scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's a big weekend. You know that. It's coming. If you just drive down Woodward, you see it everywhere. You see the fact that the Woodward Dream Cruise is upon us, and you see all the tents on the side of the road. If you want to be chill and just check out some of these beautiful rides, there's a perfect drink for you. It's called Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. And, of course, they're a good partner of ours here at the Woodward Sports Network. Real vodka, real iced tea, no bubbles, because those make Ricky burp. Just clean, crisp
I do hate
sip.
bubbles.
Yeah, that won't fill you up on game day, and it won't fill you up on the Dream Cruise, and it won't fill you up on the boat, and it won't fill you up on the weekends. Only 100 calories and 4.5% alcohol. Perfect for tailgates, couch gates, The Dream Cruise, you name it. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea is perfect wherever you're watching Lions football or whatever it is you may be watching. So this season, let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser and Woodward Sports, but please drink responsibly.
Tell the people about Jack's.
Definitely remember to drink responsibly. Always got to harp on that. But look, Jack's Car Wash is the place for you. It's the place for me. It's the place for everyone. With over 40 locations in metropolitan Detroit, it's the place for you, man. Look, you can get a free car wash at Jack's, the best car wash in the state. All you got to do is text WSN to 888-522-1729. Look, man, Jack's, they do it. Free vacuums, free compressed air, free mat cleaning rooms, 8 interior cleaning locations, and then hand towel drying services. Jack's does it all. They're literally across the street. BS you not, I'm staring at it right now, and I can't wait to get off the clock. Not that I'm ready to get out of the show, but I'm ready to get this car wash, get the car sparkling, shining on this beautiful Sunday. You should too. Jack's Car Wash.
Sometimes I worry just a little bit that we make too much of one particular player or one particular team. And I think me, personally, and others in this market are towing that line with Isaac Tesla right now. Traded some picks to move up. Wide receiver in the 3rd round when you thought you were set there. Brad Holmes comes out and say he was my favorite receiver in the draft. That says something. And already he has made an impact for what it's worth in the preseason. He's turned some heads, right?
Yeah.
Braylon's broken down a lot of stuff. But yesterday, he's doing some stuff you can't ignore. And it's not just us hyping him up. It's not us pumping the tires. It's him forcing us to talk about him because of how he's playing right now.
Which is what you want.
Which is exactly what you want. Right.
Exactly what you want.
I'll start off by saying this. Look, it's preseason. It's still a long time before the season. Well, not a long time, but it's still some time before the season starts. You want to see more. I get it. You know, we're not overblowing the situation now. With that said, yesterday, a route that he ran and the catch that he had, he was running a curl route. I saw this video. Shout out to DetroitLions.com because this is where I saw it at. For him to be 6'4", 218 pounds, the way in which he ran this curl route, you can do certain things. Like he made a touchdown, and he's got 2 touchdowns in the preseason game. You see the big catch that he's had in practice. You've seen some of those plays. A lot of that stuff is just raw, natural athletic ability. It's raw. It's something that's in there, but it doesn't overly impress me. I've seen a lot of people be able to make those plays, and guess what? A lot of them never even made it to NFL rosters. But when you watch a 6'4" receiver break it down as a rookie like he did in this particular route against the Miami DB, number 23, who got worked all day yesterday, not only was he able to get the DB, turn the shoulder pass, and think he was going north, he looked like J-Mo for a second. And that's why the DB thought that he was going to take off on him. He looked like J-Mo, and then he put the foot in the ground. DB keeps going past. He comes back for a curl route. Quarterback throws the ball too far inside, but because he's a hands catcher, this is another thing that is impressive. When people can catch with their hands, that means you can't catch them off balance because they still can make a play. They don't have that awkwardness to where you're a body catcher. You can't catch in certain positions because you're scared to extend out. You're not used to it. He extended with his hands, snagged it with his hands, brought the ball into him, and then he proceeded. Here it is right here. Kool-Aid, nice setup.
Let's take a look at it.
Here we go. Like, this is what you want to see. Look. Watch him sink the hips. Go back. I appreciate you. Just watch him sink the hips. 6'4". Look how low he's getting. Look where he's at. Want his head to be a little bit more over his knee so he doesn't slip. But this is something we're going to look at that. Boom. Puts the ball. Like the DB is still going. Look at the separation right there. Now, if the quarterback puts the ball on Tesla, he's a big wide receiver. He can break that tackle right there. Boom. That's 3 yards of separation. Catch that, you break a tackle. But then not only did he get in, get out, look where he finds the ball. That's a hell of a snag. Like, see, that stuff is impressive. That's just not, they threw me a jump ball. I'm 6'4". I also have a 38-inch vertical. I also run 4.4. I can make that play. Not that impressive. But to run a route like this on experienced DB, to put the ball in, put your foot in the ground, come back and make a very tough catch like that, that's impressive. And this is what you want to see. When I get opportunities, what am I doing with those opportunities? Every time he's got an opportunity, whether it's in practice or whether it's in a game or whether it's in a joint practice, you have to take note of Isaac Tesla. That's the guy Brad Holmes drafted. And I got to admit, When he drafted him, I was question mark. I didn't say it was a terrible pick, but I also said I don't know. I would have to see. I'm seeing.
You like it?
He likes it.
This is great, by the way. Shout out to Kool-Aid and Ricky, man. I get it.
Yeah, it was great stuff. Braylon sent this to us about 7 o'clock last night. And as we
fired up.
Yeah,
as we converged this morning or this afternoon to talk about this, obviously, Ricky, Kool-Aid, and I are talking about the body control and the hands. What fascinated me is you went to his knees and his hips before anything else.
Right. It's just levels to this.
It's
levels to this.
It's a different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Why did you go there?
Because that's impressive. Like, I mean, you if you're just, how do I say this? The average height for a wide receiver in the league nowadays is like 6 foot. It's like 5'11" and a half. It's 6 foot. That's where guys are. So you don't necessarily pay routes like that attention because you're used to Amon-Ra running that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, last time I checked, is under 5'11". You're used to J-Mo running that route. J-Mo was right at 6 foot on a good day, if we're being honest. So it's a lot easier for them. Tyreek Hills of the world, the Jalen Waddles of the world, who couldn't get open, by the way. Those guys were. It's a lot easier for those quick guys. Put them in, put them out. Somebody is 6'4", 220 pounds. He's carrying 25 extra pounds. He's carrying 4 extra inches. To be able to put the foot in the ground, come back like that, and make it that much space for the quarterback, to give the quarterback that's special. That's something different than you're seeing. You're not seeing 6'4" wide receivers. There's a handful of them in the league. There's a handful of them. Mikael Williams, guess what? He's not Mikael Williams, but Michael Williams, he's gone. You got Mike Evans. He'll be gone soon. Julio, I think he retired last year.
A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown's like 6'1", 6'2". He's not 6'4", 6'5". Right. So it's the last of the dying breed. So that was a really, really good ride. I got excited. I'm still excited.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And again, I as I started the segment, I worry a little bit sometimes that we go over the top. But when you're making plays like this, when you're catching touchdowns the way he did, I think it is opening eyes. And it's starting to gain – this is how you gain trust in sports amongst fans, I think. Not that that's the be-all, end-all for players. You want trust from your teammates and your coaches first and foremost. But this is what gets fans excited when you see plays like that, even though it may be a practice, but it is a unique way to go about your business and a unique way that we're used to seeing, you're right, more diminutive receivers make plays like that.
I'm not being rude. I'm doing this right now for the show. When you add this type of film, so now when Johnny Morton is looking at this film, now when Jared Goff is looking at this film, you look at this Lions schedule, it's the difference in once Isaac gets settled into our system, we'll get him involved in the season. You know, we'll start having packages for him, you know, maybe the Buccaneers game, maybe the Vikings game, maybe by the Eagles game, we'll trust him enough where we can put him in there. He's making plays now to where you're dialing in earlier. He can help us against the Packers. He can be featured in game 1. He can be featured against the Bears in some packaging. Hell, he might even be the starter, like somebody said to my left. By the time we get to game 4 or 5, I saw Tim Patrick look like a cheerleader out there. You better get it together.
And he's a good player.
No, he's a really good player.
Really good player.
But I've been in that space before where you like, I got my job. No, you don't. Now when somebody's humping like this, now you start the season with an emphasis. We got to get 18 involved in the game. That's how he's looking now.
That's interesting. Man. I would never think about it that way. That's such a good insight of a
We
player.
need him now.
Like you look at it like, wait, we could use him earlier in the season. That's
especially
amazing.
that stretch run. We talked about it a lot, and that's what a lot of people have their hang up on how the Lions are going to finish because of the first 6 games: the Baltimores, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Vikings. You got a guy like
the
this.
new coordinator,
the new coordinators,
the new guys inside.
100%.
All those question marks that people have,
Yeah.
and then you're trying to implement a guy like this, and he's showing you, you know what? You may have to get me involved a little bit sooner than you originally thought.
They don't like to trust first rounders that fast. I mean, they do because they have to.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a guy that you moved up for in the 3rd round that wasn't even number 1 or number 2 in team in targets in college. Talking about Isaac Tesla. You're like, we'll get him involved eventually. But
Kool-Aid,
to see that, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really good stuff. Kool-Aid, you had something to add there, buddy.
Yeah, just wanted to be able to ask Bray, just you see things differently. Just like how we looked at the highlight and your eyes went somewhere different. Everybody right now is loving what they've seen from him from preseason. Just aside from what you've seen in those actual preseason games, you're fired up about this. I've seen you douse a lot of people's expectations and some excitement to preseason. But why is Isaac Tesla going to be a player for the Detroit Lions? Why are you so fired up about him?
He wants to be here. Like, he's humble. Like, all the cliche stuff is true. It adds to the value of it. Like, things that are cliche doesn't make it a bad thing. You know, a lot of times it makes it a great thing. In this situation, he's from here. He wants to play here. He's played for the Lions before, blah, blah, blah. But he's coming here and he's become a sponge. Like, that's what you've seen from him day one. Hey, and that's what a lot of the players, whether it was Talik Williams, whether it was David Montgomery in the beginning, whether it's Tate Ratledge, they come here and they want to be sponges. He just wants to learn from Amon-Ra St. Brown. He wants to work with Johnny Morton. He's excited to be here. And you're seeing that in more ways than one. He knows what he's doing. He's paying attention to his playbook. It seems like he's in the right spots, whether it was game 1, game 2, or practice against the Miami Dolphins. So things like that, Kool-Aid, like, it makes you excited about the potential for what this player has. It, for lack of a better word, it seems like he gets it.
Yeah, I think he's pretty humble, which I like a lot. I think perhaps the thing that has encouraged me the most is when Amon-Ra St. Brown comes out, who we all respect.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best receivers in football, and he's taking note.
He
of
looks better.
He does look better. But when
he's
he's coming out talking about Isaac Tesla and saying, I love the way this kid goes about his business. I'm summarizing here. When he says that, when you're recognizing it, when a guy who's on his team and is playing opposite him is recognizing it, I think that speaks volumes too.
When I got to Seattle, it was myself, it was Golden Tate, there was Sidney Rice, who was injured and would come back eventually during the season. There was Javon Curse, and there was Ben Obomanu. Javon Curse was a rookie wide receiver out of University of Washington that I don't even think they drafted him realistically. And everybody knows Javon Curse for making that huge catch in the Super Bowl, in which got them to the goal line, and then they didn't run the ball. And then the one he made in the game against Green Bay in overtime, the post route to go to the Super Bowl. He was a guy that I think he was not drafted, or he was 6th or 7th, and he just kept coming out to practice with myself. He kept coming out. Doug Baldwin, I'm sorry, I forgot about Doug. Yeah. How could you forget about Doug with Seattle? He would come out with Doug and I. He would come out with Golden Tate. He would put in the work. He would ask the questions. He would get better and better. Day by day, you start to see it shifting for him. He wasn't a hands catcher. You start catching on the jug machines. He put in all the work. Shep, I knew before the season started that he would make some plays for the Seahawks at some point. I didn't know when it was going to be, but I knew he would make plays. Fast forward a year after, this is 2012, fast forward 2013, he made those plays to get to the Super Bowl, and he had a pretty good career for the Seattle Seahawks. But I saw it. He came out with the veterans. He put in the work, and we talked about him. You heard coaches talking about, hey, you're gonna have to watch out for this Javon Curse guy. Hey, you're gonna have to watch out for this guy. And eventually, you had to watch out for him.
Not to correct you, Javon Curse was the DN.
Not Javon Curse. Jermaine Curse. Yeah, the super freak.
Yeah, there's some really good curses out there. I mean. Not in that way.
MF?
Curse. I'm talking about really good curse.
My apologies.
Either way. Right? You say either way.
He still got the rookie record for sacks in the season, Javon Curse, 15 and a half.
He was a bad man.
Yeah.
He was bad. I'm not calling him Bubba Baker, but he was a bad man. There's no doubt about it. It's really interesting when you get, I'm hearing more and more of it. Yeah. You and I a couple of weeks ago talked about how enjoyable it has been to watch the Lions help one another. Offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and helping one another on each side of the ball. I've really noticed how often people are recognizing the buy-in for everybody, and you've recognized the difference in their bodies. So there was a time when, we'll just use Michigan football, for example, when Jim Harbaugh came and everybody said, well, this is when things changed. When things changed was when they brought in certain strength and conditioning.
Ben Herbert.
Okay, Ben Herbert. Michigan basketball. When they brought in John Sanderson, ridiculous to get rid of him. When they brought in John Sanderson, he was the difference in making a lot of players reach another level. You've noticed some things about the Lions players already, just in watching film, where they look different.
Yeah, realistically, I'm glad you brought up that point about Michigan. It's a great point. They turned the corner when they brought Ben Herbert in. Yeah. When Ben Herbert came in, because, look, they were winning 10 games before Ben Herbert. They won 10 games Jim's first year. They won 10 games his second year, 2016. So they were winning games, but they still lacked as it relates to playing against Ohio State, as it played against Georgia, Alabama, Florida State. When they played them in the Orange Bowl, they looked like they were behind Florida State. They brought in Ben Herbert. He changed the dynamics of the program. He started working on speed dynamics. He started working on the lower half of the body. The glutes got bigger. The quads got bigger. They start becoming more flexible, if you will. Like, that is a major part of the game. So I think what happened in the offseason, their strength and conditioning coach, because of all the injuries last year and because of all the things, they've been working. I think they've been doing a lot of plyos because it shows. When you just look at still shots from Lions camp, look at Jahmyr Gibbs' quads. Look at Jamison Williams. Remember when he first came here, the stick figure that looked like that cord right there that was coming off the ACL injury? Look at his legs now. They're not so small anymore. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we know his background because of his father. He looks like a more dynamic player, dynamic receiver. You saw the 9-yard stop and go yesterday, like it looks different. So you can tell that they've been preparing themselves for the season outside of just X's and O's and plays and route running and depth. They have been working in that weight room. You can see it.
Yeah,
it
you
shows.
mentioned Brian Branch, too.
Brian Branch, I saw him go up for an interception, and you can just see it. Like his jersey came up. You can see the obliques on the side. You can see the calf muscles from the raise. They've been working in the lab, I think, to kind of prevent a lot of the injuries, that happened last year. Not that you can necessarily prevent all of them, but they've done their job, and it shows. You can see them in still shots. You can see the explosion speed. Look at Isaac Tesla. He's only been here since April. And look at that in and out of that break, JMO, and the list goes on. So,
you think that's
kudos.
You think his ability to get in and out of that break so quickly is already from working out in the Lions in the offseason once he was drafted to this day right now?
I think part of that is natural. That's him coming in here from Arkansas. That's what he was built with. That's what he's built over time. But he's been here since April, and this is August. Last time I checked, that's a lot of time to get improved. And if you're seeing Lions players improve in that regard, well, it's got to be the weight rooms in Allen Park. It's got to be some of the strict conditioning and the exercise and drills they're doing. He's been here for that. That's 4 months of work. So I believe a lot of that is due to what they're doing here.
Can I ask kind of a silly question? Because you bring up Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs changed from 26 to 0.
Agent Zero.
You guys like the number 0 for an athlete?
It doesn't really bother me, but
I'm not asking if you're bothered. I'm just wondering if you like it.
Do I like it? No.
Because I don't like it. I'm sorry. It's, you got Jim Otto who's worn it. Robert Parrish has worn it. All right.
Gilbert Arenas
has worn it. Orlando Woldridge has worn it. We could go on. To me, especially in football.
Russell
Westbrook has worn it. Good one. To me, as in football, especially a running back, I'm trying to figure out why I don't like it. I just don't think it works on a running back.
Because 0 is never a number that's been valued. And it's never been a number that's valued ever in life. I look at it like this. If you're just a player, I don't like it. Like, if you're just a player on the roster and you're just okay, I don't like it.
Dad,
if you are
drumming strays.
What? 100%. I used to hang out with Dre, both Dre's, Andre Drummond and Dre Bly. I used to hang out with them at Candy Bar when I was a freshman, sophomore in Michigan. That's a whole nother story. But if you're somebody special, like, it adds to the value. Agent Zero. If you do some special things, and last time I checked, Jahmyr Gibbs is one of the most special players in the league. When Gilbert Arenas was wearing it in the NBA before he got hurt, when he was Hibachi, man, he dropped 50 on Kobe. Like, he was out there cooking. So now when you look at it, it's like, this is an ugly number, but damn, he's special. So now the number looks special. And Russell Westbrook is averaging a triple-double, and he's dunking on 7'2" centers.
And quite honestly, Robert Parrish is probably the best 0-0.
There you go. So
I think Roquan Smith wore it.
Oh, he did. Chicago.
Was it Chicago or Baltimore? Was Chicago? I thought it was Baltimore. But either way, he's worn it.
If you're special, yes.
I can't warm up, especially to a running back wearing 0. I don't know why.
I feel like maybe. I know he's big into the marketing, and when you start thinking about the Sonic thing, the 0, the coin, the circle,
now you're cooking with some grease.
We'll kick into play.
Now you're cooking with some grease.
Sonic and Knuckles showed up
the rings
with Montgomery and Gibbs to the games, and we saw the marketing take it off when the movie got here. They got another movie on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if this found its way into his jersey marketing. Look at Shep, dog.
That's the last time we referred to him as Sonics and Knuckles. Okay?
Oh, you didn't like that?
The nicknames. I mean.
Shep. Shep's not a nickname guy.
Shep, you gotta have some fun. We're gonna break you out of that.
I'm having a lot of fun. I always have fun. I can't wait to walk through these doors. The Sonic and Knuckles. I mean, it's okay to call him Jameer Gibbs. It's okay to call him David Montgomery, but whatever.
This is true.
We're gonna move forward.
It's so crazy because sports are like known for nicknames.
Yeah.
Like, usually, if you're good, somebody gives you a nickname. And Shep hates nicknames, but he loves sports.
Did you call Kareem Cap?
No, I did not. Well, I never.
What about
I
Magic?
never called those. Now, therein lies the hypocrisy. Way to go. There's the
Because
hypocrisy.
you can't have sports without nicknames.
There you go. Mr. October.
That is the
Mr. October?
That is me. No. He was known as that, but like if I were calling a game, I wouldn't call him Mr. October. I would not have called him Magic Johnson. I wouldn't have.
Really?
No, I would have called him Irvin Johnson.
But that's calling the game, though.
He's been consistent.
You're right. You're 100% right.
This
His
part
mama
isn't
called
calling the
him
game. Would you say Magic on this show?
Yes, I would. That's why I'm saying I'm a hypocrite.
Good job, Ricky.
Yeah. So
Because I thought about it. I'm like, how do you love sports?
He found
but
it.
hate
Yeah.
nicknames.
Yeah. Have you ever
I'm
said
like, sports
AI?
nicknames go together.
I did not. No.
AI.
That one I could figure you would.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like
Because
that.
Allen Iverson's already short enough in my book.
Yeah, and like
question-
Curtis Joseph, he was known as Cujo. Right?
Cujo, yeah.
I didn't refer to him as that. Magic is the one. Bing, ding, ding, ding. You should be ringing that bell like nobody's
I
business.
did. I did ring it.
Did you ever say Air
You,
Jordan?
and you got one from the chat.
I know you don't. I know
No,
you
I
didn't
called
like
him
Mike
Mikey.
after.
That's what I said. I said Mikey.
Is that after the disrespect?
He likes it.
Yes,
He
that was
likes it.
after the
And
disrespect.
Python
That's
Knight
fair.
from the chat wants to know. He says the heavyweights are trying to coin Tesla nickname as Cybertron.
Cybertron.
Shep is thinking.
I think it's way too early to give somebody who hasn't played it down in football a nickname.
You know
And
the
if you
chat
are
fans
even
going crazy with
if
it.
you were even tap dancing around the Calvin Johnson Megatron nickname, you should be given a sliver underneath your fingernail.
I will agree with Shep on this one. I think it takes a second to get a nickname. Takes us
100%.
consistency of doing it.
Yeah.
But also, too, like with Calvin built that at Georgia Tech. So by the time we came here, we
Talk
already,
about it.
like, he's one of the best wide receivers in college football history.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
by the time he got here, we had a track record of what he had done already. Like the catch that he had over the middle at G Tech, and he caught it with one hand while his body was parallel, is one of the coldest things I ever saw in college football. So he already had something built up. Let's wait on Isaac Tesla.
Yeah,
Let's just wait, because I guarantee you something will come up that is more organic. Stop trying to force what Calvin has, and so now we got to add it to Calvin. Let Calvin's thing be Calvin's thing.
Right.
We don't need an Optimus Prime. Just let Megatron be Megatron.
Amen to that.
They're
And by the way,
excited.
you could have easily gotten me with one quick name too.
What? Kobe?
Kool-Aid.
Oh, I think you were going to say Kobe.
No.
Kool-Aid. That was his name, though. Yeah, like, also, too, how the hell is Tesla going to be Cybertron where Megatron and Optimus Prime are from Cybertron? So that wouldn't even
That's a
go
long
together.
way around.
Yeah, you
I
and
never
me.
looked
I
at it
didn't- I
like
didn't
So
know
that.
what
like
Cybertron
Cybertron
was.
is
Yeah.
bigger than Cal.
I'm forgetting Bray
Megatron.
is as big a nerd as
Isn't
me,
it the
dog.
world?
This is the Transformers we're talking
It
about.
is. It's Transformers.
Right?
Like they live on Cybertron.
See, I'm not
so it's
that
like
much
Earth.
of a square. I every once in a while I'll come up with a
Okay.
pretty good one.
Look,
all right?
while I have on my office shirt, I'll be
Yeah.
forgetting that Braylon is as big a nerd as me, man. We the same culture.
Shout out
same,
to New
same
York,
time.
man. Dunder Mifflin, man. You know what time it is. Was it Scranton?
Scranton,
PA.
Pennsylvania.
Scranton, PA.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
It's right. It's okay. I got you.
We're gonna start playing tricks on Kool-Aid like they did on Dwight in the office. All right?
True.
When we come back, we do want Braylon's thoughts on a quote from Dan Campbell about one of his young players. We'll get to that, but first, let's Stanford, Buick, and GMC. Great offers for everybody. Like, can we see those pictures of those beautiful rides? I want to see the pictures.
There you go.
2025, there we go. That's a good-looking ride or two, isn't it? 2025 Hummer EV SUT lease special. It's $599 plus tax. 2025 Hummer EV SUT special $699. And look at that, 2025 Sierra double cab elevation $169. I used to have a truck just like that, black on black, and then I went and got an AT4 that was white with black interior. You get it from Les Stanford. You cannot go wrong. That Sierra double cab is just $169 a month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory with the colors you want and the colors you feel you need. Les Stanford, Buick, and GMC. For all these specials, go to their website, lesstanford.com.
Yo, you'll see him at 3:30 in the studio today. That's right. It's Thursday. Dr. Pierce will be in studio, 248-426-9944. Or you can scan the QR code above my head. He is the injury insider on Tuesdays with the heavyweights and Thursdays with the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. All your injury concerns, all your needs, all your questions, he can handle that. He can diagnose anything. I got story upon story upon story about how doctor has been right for you and right for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a former NFL player or, just the average man want to get off the couch and get into the golf swing. He can get you right. Or the average lady, because golfers, they are all shapes and sizes these days, man. So let's get into it. Dr. Pierce, we'll see him at 3:30.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season
And take advantage of our $20 haircut special.
Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Now, if I told you placed a bet on Caesar Sportsbook for $1,000 and you lost that first bet, but you got your money back, you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm not, man. That's exactly what can happen. Scan the QR code or enter the code Woodward1000, and if your first bet doesn't hit between $20 and $1,000, you'll get that money back, man. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today. It's the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, man. Use that QR code or the code Woodward1000 to get $1,000 back if your first bet doesn't hit.
Black Rock, a sizzle above the rest. BlackRockRestaurants.com. Heartland, Novi, Canton, Ann Arbor, Utica, Davidson, and Portage. 20% off total food bill. All you need to do when you go to this place is mention Woodward Sports. That's all we want to do. We want to partner with the people that want to represent the city, and that's what they do. Black Rock, the food has been amazing. Revamped the whole menu over the last 6 months, and it is a menu Kiss the Shells for it. And also, man, there's a price point that fits into your price. We're not trying to hit you over the head. That's what we also do. We partner with people that you can take yourself and have a good time. 755 degrees. That is the temperature on that rock.
Does that look like a lobster tail to you?
It does, because it is. That's a little surf and turf action for you there. You a surf and turf guy?
Absolutely.
100%.
100%.
You and I should go to Black Rock together, get a little surf and
Hungry
turf.
as a hostage right now. Man, that would
there it
be
is. Little Ricky, little Kool-Aid, get involved.
We should all four of us should play golf and then go to Black Rock. That's what we should do.
Say less. I'm down. I'm down. At Black Rock. Maybe we'll see you guys there.
I hope so. That would be.
Book the tea time, Shep.
Let me know.
Hey,
book the tea time.
I'm ready.
Hey, look, I got a little bit of something from the chat here, okay, you guys.
Okay.
I got to make sure I get them in because they're not letting go of the nicknames. They're not, man.
Some of them are right, by the way. When they're
Thunder.
mentioning my name, they're like, "Isn't yours a nickname?"
Shout out Wilson. He said it's Shep a nickname.
I
You didn't
don't
call yourself that.
I don't call myself
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You know. But I get it. They're right about that. Sometimes I will. In fairness to the people in the chat, if I send something to Braylon or Kool-Aid or Ricky, I may say, "Hey, this is Shep." You know what I mean? Just because a lot of times, I don't know. My sisters, I think, are the only people who call me Matt.
Yeah.
They're the only ones.
Yeah.
Not my wife when she's pissed. But overall,
that's what it is.
No, I get the middle name, bro.
Yeah, I get the full name. I get Matthew.
Oh,
Oh, that's crucial.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt, Kool-Aid. Go ahead.
Oh,
with the chat.
no. That was going to be one of the questions I was going to ask. And there's this other name. They're not letting go of the Trons. They're not, man.
No.
They heard you good people up there.
why.
And now all of a sudden, Rune Monkey says he will become Vanillatron. So
No. Absolutely not.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Dan Miller on the call, Jared Goff out of the shotgun, looking right, throwing left. He's got Vanillatron. Oh, you're crazy! What a grab! Vanillatron grabs 63 yards to pay dirt, and the Lions have taken the lead.
That's pretty good.
I like play-by-play Shep.
That was pretty good.
It's like you've done it before.
Would that be something? And all of a sudden, on the Ford Field scoreboard, they've got this
Vanillatron
huge
starts lighting up.
vanilla. What would you use? This huge. You know how you get the soft serve vanilla ice cream?
Cone.
Like a robot doing it.
Yo,
too.
I hope the Lions entertainment team are watching this right now, because
Come on, Ricky, give it to me. That would be dope.
that would be
Shep
dead.
just made it sound really cool too, though. Come on, man.
Vanillatron.
It's not working, is it?
Nah.
No.
It's like the only thing is like when you get wide receivers like white, like somebody that's cold, it's like white chocolate. Like I'm so tired of that nickname.
Oh yeah.
It's over
We
with.
should call them Chocolate Thunder.
There you go.
That was Daryl Dawkins. So that was Daryl Dawkins.
Oh, it's already taken? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Daryl
Oh
Dawkins.
yeah,
was
back in
Chocolate
the day,
Thunder.
100%.
Yeah,
Philadelphia 76.
He was something else, man.
He didn't want any
He played
more-
for the Pistons too.
He also didn't want none of Mo Lucas though. Like people don't talk about that.
I know.
He didn't want none of Mo Lucas
Yeah.
for the port, like the infamous square up on the court.
Yeah.
Daryl Dawkins did not want any of Mo Lucas.
Maurice Lucas is probably the most underrated badass in NBA.
Yeah, he was legit.
He was.
He was legit.
He was a tough SOB, and people that wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
But speaking of white chocolate, I mean, you remember the kid
Jason
out of
Williams.
There you go.
Jason
Out of
Williams.
Florida
Jason
who played
Williams.
second. That kid could dangle.
So
Could he
fire.
not? A dangle is
So
used
fire.
as a hockey term, but if people don't know who he is,
Put the
it's
ball
one
on
of
the string.
yeah, it's one of my favorite things when you get younger people, and everybody's younger than me, but you get younger people and you say, "Listen, have you ever heard of Jason Williams?"
Cult
And
classic.
then you play, and I'm not saying he's a Hall
Yeah.
of Famer. I'm not saying he's one of the greatest point
He's a
guards of all
cult
time.
Hall of Famer, like a cult, C-U-L-T. He's a cult Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he is. He could.
Sure.
He
Yep.
could do stuff with a basketball not many can do.
I'm over here with tears in my eyes because I didn't know that my man Shep was a white chocolate fan.
Now, you
I didn't say I was. I didn't say I was.
But
what I said was
but
that
you
dude
know
could
he's
do
a
stuff with a
Hooper at
basketball. I've never
But
seen
you
before.
respect
I'll
him
take
enough.
that.
Like you
I'll
respect
take
that
that.
part of his game.
Oh
enough.
my gosh.
He did a podcast a couple years ago. One of the podcasts, NBA podcast.
One of the many.
I think All the Smoke, and it endeared me to him even more.
Why is
like,
that?
I knew his relationship with Randy Moss and being from West Virginia and small town and this, that, and third. It was super cool. But what he provided the NBA as it related to the street ball deal and putting it in his own way and having fun with it, we loved it. But he made a comment. It's talking about because he left there and then he went to Miami or went to Memphis first. Then he went to Miami. But then they brought in Mike Bibby. And what he said on the show in front of, like, I like honesty. I love truth. He said it was a good move for the Sacramento Kings. He said because Bibby was a better true point guard than me, and he came in, he bought professionalism, and he bought something that almost beat the Los Angeles Lakers. He said they got cheated, which they did, although they gave up a 27-point lead. Like, not many people can go on the show and admit that. Like, because as people are giving you flowers, you're giving somebody else flowers who essentially took your job.
Right.
And he said, nah, it was the best move for them. Like, little things like that, they go a long way with me.
Mike Bibby was a really good player.
Yes.
He's really good at Arizona. And he was
really
good in the pros, and gets overlooked. And I get it when you're playing in an era of certain point guards, but still, I thought he was a really good player. He was a steady player. He's a trustworthy player. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where, like, that's when you start to see if you win the championship, it changes the trajectory of how people view you. Because if they beat that Lakers team, there's more conversations about Mike Bibby. They may do more. Chris Webber is now seen in a different light. Even though he's seen an amazing light, if they win that championship, Chris Webber is now seen as a top 4 all-time power forward.
Yeah, they would have had to win the championship, but if they got there, I think is your point. Because L.A., that was the Western Conference Finals.
They would have beat the Nets.
You would have thought.
Yeah, if you beat the Lakers who swept the Nets, you're going to beat the Nets too.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah. I totally get it. Let me dive back into football with you real quick, because it's easy to give your own guys, you just said flowers, it's easy to give your own guys a lot of compliments. Dan Campbell is one of those guys I think is willing to give plenty of compliments to people. Tate Ratledge is another rookie on this team, and the rookies have looked, at least the top 3 picks have been really good. Tyleik Williams has looked sharp. He's been a sponge, as Braylon has pointed out. Tate Ratledge has been inserted as a starter right away. He has not disappointed. And then, of course, Isaac Tesla. This is what Dan Campbell said. This is from our friend Colton Pouncey at The Athletic. Tate Ratledge, I thought, looked like a starting NFL guard yesterday. This is from today, I believe. That fires me up.
That gets me fired
something
up
about the big fella and how he's moving people and moving inside.
Yesterday when we talked about this, I said I had some spies on the ground, and they told me that he was dominating those defensive linemen up front, whether you're talking about Chop Robinson, a young rookie trying to come off the edge, or whether you're talking about Bradley Chubb. He was dominant, and they were dominant. This is good to hear. But what makes it good, you got to take a step back. Dan Campbell has been honest from day one at the podium. He has been honest about every player. He is honest about assessments. And when Dan doesn't give you an assessment, that's honesty too, because that said it ain't nothing to give you. It's nothing to talk about. That person isn't doing what they're supposed to. He was honest about J-Mo. He was honest about the list goes on. So for him to say this isn't him just trying to say something so you feel good about their second-round pick. This isn't him saying this just so Tate Ratledge feels a little bit better about himself. So now he's, okay, coach likes what I'm doing. This is a comment made off of what he saw. Tate Ratledge was looking like a guard in this league. He was handling. That means his hand placement was where it's supposed to be. That means his feet were not out of position. That's what you want to see. But the interesting thing is, didn't we all think it was going to be at the center position?
Yes.
So now that begs the question, is Graham Glasgow looking to play the center role? And then Tate Ratledge looking to play the guard role, kind of filling the void for somebody that left last year, maybe Kevin Zeitler?
Yeah, so Christian Mahogany at the left guard.
Yeah.
Graham Glasgow, who started camp at right guard. They then switched him and Ratledge. I wonder your thoughts on why you think they might have done that, especially after Glasgow came out and publicly said, I love being back at right guard. I mean, I remember this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I asked you about this, and you brought up one of the better points I've heard, and I haven't heard anybody else echo it. You were the first one to say this, who wasn't a coach. Left guards, the reason he was uncomfortable at left guard is because most quarterbacks in the National Football League are right-handed. This is Braylon saying this. And that requires your left guard to pull, right? Graham Glasgow, that's not who he is. Yeah. But he was public saying, I love being back at right guard. Literally, a day later, they shift him back to center, put the big behemoth at right guard. Now it seems like things are taking place and taking root. So why do you think, how do you think that affects Graham Glasgow at all?
I think it may help him in this sense. Just because it's the position he's most comfortable with, it doesn't mean the position that he might be best suited for on this given team. Kevin Zeitler was a mauler. Yeah. Kevin Zeitler was stronger than Panay last year. Now, you want to argue about them who get in the fight? I don't know. Yeah, probably Panay. As it relates to grown man strength on that field, Kevin Zeitler, you weren't moving him. In fact, he was moving people. That's what Tate Ratledge is doing. That's what Tate Ratledge is. He's a guy that you're not moving past him. At least that's what it seems. So you put him at that spot. Now your right side is shored up, and I believe Graham Glasgow has a better relationship snapping the ball to Jared Goff because he's done that. And I think early on in the season, you're looking for what feels more natural, what feels better, because we don't want to start this season behind. You move Tate as a big, stout right guard next to Panay. Think you have a lot more success. That's what they're trying to say. And Graham Glasgow, center may not be the position that he loves the most, but it's the position potentially that he could be best suited for because that chemistry is the real deal.
That trustworthiness is really important too, right?
Yeah.
With Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And it's one thing I would guess, and I don't know this, but Coach Fraley, Coach Campbell, now Coach Morton is the offensive coordinator. You guys are always thinking, but that might be one of those positions. You don't have to worry about Sewell. You don't have to worry about Decker. The other three guys you're a little worried about. You may not have to worry about center, knowing that Glasgow's done it, and he's done it with Goff before, and there's a comfort and a rhythm there with each other.
Yeah, 100%. You want that comfortability. That's what you're looking for in a season of a lot of turnover, because there is a lot of turnover for the Detroit Lions, especially on offense. You want to calm that turnover down. And if you put Graham Glasgow, a guy that has a rapport with Jared Goff, it make it easier. Like, you don't want Jared Goff to have to think about more than he needs to. Like, he already has to run this ship. That's a great ship to run. Mm-hmm. It's a great ship. You know, it's like Jack Sparrow. It might be the Black Pearl. It might be the Black Pearl, but you don't want to be thinking about left guard, right guard, center, coverages, adaptation, what Dan Campbell's got going on. Me and Johnny Morton are arguing in this particular play. You want to eliminate the things you're thinking about.
Especially when for so long, that question of what's the strength of this team, push button, it was always the offensive line.
With no thought.
With no thought.
With no thought.
Absolutely. And they have a lot of pride. You know damn well they want to get back there for sure. We will talk with Jeff Pierce, Dr. Jeff Pierce, at 3:30 here on the Braylon Edwards Show. A little bit later on, we will also get your ceiling and your floor.
I'm excited for this.
For the Lions. But when we come back, like Braylon was just talking about Black Rock and the surf and turf and making us all hungry, and I'm going to make you hungry too. Because Buddy's has got those stack burgers that are really good and their pizza. Well, burgers is something that was on the menu in Milwaukee. We'll explain coming up here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Buddy's Pizza wants to brisket, brew, and rendezvous. You see what we did there? We tied them all together with you.
Hey.
They've got the new barbecue brisket pizza. They've got the barbecue chicken salad that looks really good behind me. The refreshing Buddy Brew Summer Shandy, and the Super Summer Sundae. I want to see a picture of the Summer Sundae. I don't see it in there. I want a different picture because I really want to see that sundae. Of course, that'll just make me hungrier. All right there at your neighborhood Buddy's Pizza location, buddyspizza.com. Don't forget, Buddy's is more than pizza. As I mentioned, the smash burgers, the smash stacks, burgers done the Detroit-style way. Square slice, smash stack, full flavor, great service, great food. Only at Buddy's Pizza, buddyspizza.com.
And you know what, Bray? After they go to Buddy's Pizza, you want to tell them where they can go to work, get out?
Go to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. 14 and 19, check it out. You guys work out for free for the rest of the month of August. The rest of the month of August. Get out of the house, get into the gyms, get that mental health as well as physical health. Get it together. Part of the high school summer pass from Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. Now, the rest of you guys, they got fitness that fits into your budget. There's no judgment. There's a trainer with every membership that you can buy. And if you buy the Black Card membership, oh, buddy, talking about the Aqua Hydro massage chairs, they are legit. I sit in them after every workout just to relax a little bit after a hard day at the gym. But I'm not judging you, so don't you judge me. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
So, you're a Detroit sports fan, huh? Well then, make sure you subscribe to all the Woodward sports pages on YouTube. We have Woodward Baseball, Woodward Pistons, and of course, Woodward Hockey. Get breakdowns, updates, and bonus coverage of all things Detroit. So pick your favorite sport and follow along with the best Detroit sports coverage ever made. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. then fights.com.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10-5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Let's go.
Hey, guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff. Gimme's on the golf course. It's pretty simple. Tough to get that with Braylon Edwards. He wants to finish everything out.
Damn
all right? Even if it's 2.5 feet. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you're handsome, you're clean, you're out the door, and you've got the rest of your day for people to turn their heads and look at you. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
We're on the subject of getting fresh. You get your cut. You want to make sure you get the threads, too. You got to check out Woodward Sports merch shop, all right? Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? Of course you are. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag, all right? Check out Woodward Sports latest gear at woodwardsports.com. Click shop, and you'll see beautiful hoodies, tees, hats that are guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com. Again, make sure you click shop. Hey, and we back.
All right, welcome back to the Braylon Edwards Show. We talk about being hungry a lot. By the way, somebody in the chat said Kevin Zeitler missed too many games last year. He missed one game. So people know. He played 16 games.
But therein lies what Lions fans do, or what Pistons fans do, or what Tigers fans, Red Wings, etc. Like, when you talk about anything about the past or something that's changed, it's like, well, we didn't need that guy anyway. Like, we just piped down. All we talked about was how good Kevin Zeitler was for the Lions last year, and it was 16, so you were wrong. Yeah. Just relax a little bit. Yeah. We're not talking about missing. We're not saying, oh, my God, hell is breaking loose because he's done. We just simply said Kevin Zeitler. Pipe down.
Really good player, man. He really is. I mean, look, he's played in his career, he's played in 198 games. Yeah. He started 197. That tells you something.
Like, pipe down.
All right. So
it's okay to give some
really
respect.
Good player. And you know what? It's okay. I don't know why we feel this way in general, but it's okay to admit you're going to miss a guy.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't mean he's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
No one's rooting for Tate Ratledge more than we are. Nobody. But you lost a really important piece to your offensive success, and Kevin Zeitler.
Yeah.
Maybe you felt like it was time to move on. That's fine. Okay? I would have loved to have seen him back, especially on a one-year deal. The Lions have big. I trust Brad Holmes, but I loved that signing because I think he's a badass. I think he's a mauler. I think he's a tough guy. I like guys like that on my football team, especially in the trenches.
I like guys that come from other places, and you don't hear anything about them while they're in your team except for he is kicking ass. That's all you heard about Kevin Zeitler last year. It was nothing off the field. It was nothing when we brought him in. It was no contract stuff. It was nothing but. Man, that Kevin Zeitler can block. That's what you heard last year.
Good, man. That's fine by
me. I take it.
I'll take guys who, and they don't really talk much.
Yeah, no.
So speaking of that, and we'll get to the burger thing here in a minute. I'm interested in this. When I covered the Lions, it could be different these days, folks. But when you would walk into their locker room, on the right-hand side would be the offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You move down a little bit further, and you have tight ends. You had safeties, actually. Okay. Then you had special teams guys in the back, punters, kickers. Then along this wall, you had the quarterbacks. Then Stafford, Orlovsky, those guys. And then along this wall, you see the wide receivers.
Yeah.
Calvin and those guys. And then a little bit further down, the defensive lineman here, then the wide receivers. And then a little bit further down, you have some other players. So that's how they set it up.
Yeah.
Is that them setting it up, players setting it up? Is it the equipment manager, Tim O'Neill, doing that for the Lions? How does that work in the NFL? I'm curious about that.
I think as a whole, like the natural setup for a locker room is quarterback. It's just kind of like the lineup, if you will, of a roster. It's quarterbacks and the running backs and the receivers, the tight ends, the O-line, and you just kind of go around the locker room and it's broken up like that. Or quarterbacks to running backs, receivers, some version of that, and then the defensive players along the line. But once the season starts, there's people that get cut, there's people that come in, there's rookies, etc. You move them around. So you tend to move guys around. Rookies is interesting. Coaches or players will choose where a rookie is, who he sits by, so that he can have the best chance for success early.
Coaches place them. Coaches
or players.
Okay. That's interesting.
Coaches or players.
So are you saying leaders like captains, or are you talking about a general consensus? I mean, those guys got bigger things to worry about. Where I'm going to place the 3rd overall pick, Braylon Edwards, in my locker room for the Browns.
Nah, you don't have bigger concerns, because if you're talking about the overall 3rd pick in the draft, Braylon Edwards, who can I put him next to so he can get the most advice? He can ask questions. He can see how it operates on a professional day-to-day. When I got to the Cleveland Browns, Trent Dilfer asked that I be directly right next to him. Now, if I had my choice, I would not have chosen Trent Dilfer, who had some interesting things to say about me when I first got drafted. But the consensus for him was, I'm a vet. I'm going to be his quarterback. I have experience in the game. I won a Super Bowl. I was on the team, at least. So I can help him through his process, whether it's how to prepare, whether it's film room, whether it's study, whether it's just getting prepared mentally to be an NFL pro. And then years later, I kind of did the same thing. Like I keep saying Javon. Jermaine sat next to me to the training camp, and eventually he moved over to where Doug was, and he and Doug developed a great relationship.
Did you ask for Jermaine to sit next to you?
I did not.
That was placed. Okay.
I did not. He placed him next to me. But it's important where guys get, get with a guy of your position, wide receiver, because I play wide receiver, and older guys, so they can help you through the process. Yeah, you got other stuff to think about, but it's just a part of it. It's natural. You don't have to overly do anything, and then you develop a relationship, and it works out. When I was in New York,
that's interesting. I
wasn't with wide receivers in New York. I was right next to Dave Harris, because Dave Harris, a Michigan guy, I played on the same team as Dave when I was at the University of Michigan, and he could help me with what were the New York Jets, what's the schedule, what's expected, things, catch me up on the fly. Yeah. So a lot of times that's what it is getting next to a guy that, people know that he'll be able to give some good advice.
What about life lessons? What about life talk? Is it all football? It's life talk too, though, right?
It comes into that because everything is on limits. Like when you're in a locker room, you don't just talk about how practice was or what players were successful and what are you guys thinking for this week against insert team here. Things come up, kids, wives,
where you live. I mean,
where
you're
you
new
live,
to a city,
the neighborhood, the schools that you put your kids into, cars, insurance,
activities to do on your day off, right?
Everything, politics, like nothing is off limits in the locker room. Yeah. Everything comes up. You have this kind of utopia of helping each other.
It's a huge family room.
100%. Yeah. How's your agent? Agent talk comes up. You know what? I don't like my agent right now. I think I don't know if he's, too worried about this guy, too worried about that guy. Well, I got an agent that, he's a smaller agent, only has a couple guys. Yeah, maybe I give you his number, see what shakes. Things like that happen in the locker room.
Cool.
It's actually football gets left on the field.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell was talking about that with Darius Slay. He was talking about his experience. That's what's up on the back wall now.
Yeah,
that's
Quinyon
major.
Mitchell, from Toledo.
100% 10th pick overall last year. He gets drafted to a Pro Bowl elite All-Pro DB, and Darius Slay, who you can ask those questions. What's it like going against, this receiver? What's it like going against that receiver, man? What's the shelf life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I expecting for this NFL run? You're in year 11. How did you get to year 11? You can ask those questions. Yeah. It's important to have a locker mate that is cool.
I love that. You're showing him the ropes. This is what he said. We talk a lot about life, and he just gives me life lessons, and it translates onto the field. During the games, I'm asking him what he's seeing and what he thinks is coming up during the next series. I lean on him a lot.
I had a locker room. I won't give his name because he was a slob. At least he used to be. But he came in as a freshman.
Does he work here?
As a rookie.
Does he work here in the studio?
We got no. But he came in as rookie and he was a slob. Like, there is an order to things. Shep, you know this. Kool-Aid, you know this. Ricky, you know this. In a locker room, there's a bag, there's a hamper. You put all your stuff into the bag. Then you take the pen, you hook it, and you throw in the bag. They take the stuff, they clean it, watch before you put it. It's a simple process. It's easy. You know, you take your tape off. There's huge garbage cans.
Yeah.
Take your tape off. You
Shoot
dump it
'em
in the
in there.
trash. Shoot it. You know us. You got to shoot everything. But these are just small things that you do. You don't think much of. Man, this guy came in, tape everywhere, like just notebooks everywhere. His bag was all, it was half closed, and now you got clothes in, clothes out. He shoots the bag, bag's not pinned in, so some of the clothes fall over here, fall over there. First of all, these people have a job. Like, it's a respect thing. The equipment managers, the janitors, janitorials, they get paid not to clean up after slobs. They get paid to clean, respectful individuals that understand what the process is. So just giving little information like that, you help somebody, because if cleanliness is next to godliness for me. You clean up in your locker room, now your house not messy. Now your room isn't messy. Now your girlfriend or your wife or hell, your boyfriend, it is what it is. Now they're happy.
Yeah, we noticed that going over to his house on that Sunday night.
Very
clean, spotless. Who's the athlete who? I don't know. I don't think it was Brady, but somebody chastised some of the players. He says, "You know what? These guys are over here doing." You said exactly
it is
what
Brady.
you said. Was it Brady?
It was Brady.
He said, "This is not. This is not how a professional team operates. All right, pick up after yourself." He's got to tell those guys that's what you do to be a professional.
Notice where both those players are from.
Who was the other player?
Me. I was telling you a story about what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Michigan.
Right.
Right.
Did that get
Hell
beat
yeah.
into your brow pretty early?
Lloyd didn't play that. You had to have respect for everyone as part of the university or an NFL to be organization, because they're all a part of it. And that's what he preached. And you talk to everybody, you treat everybody with respect. You don't just throw some stuff on the ground because you got a scholarship or because you're getting paid. So that came from Lloyd. And that came from Gary Moeller, which came from Bo.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be, man. It is. All right, it's supposed to be another successful season for the Lions. And I don't think many people think they're going 15-2. Recent article came out about their ceiling and their floor. That's what we're going to dive into when we come back on the Braylon Edwards Show. And don't forget, 3:30, Dr. Jeff Pierce will be here. And we will talk about some of the injuries the Lions have experienced and what can be done about it. That's coming up at 3:30. But first, a quick timeout on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports.
Hey, you guys already know you got to be following Woodward Sports on all of our social media platforms. You guys can read. So I need you guys to take a second. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the subscribe. Hit the like. Follow us on all these social media platforms. That's Facebook, X, and Instagram, along with YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. All right? You don't want to miss anything, especially with Lions season right here. That means that there's going to be tickets, cash giveaways, jerseys after each and every Lions dub, man. And people have gone home with as much as $10,000 from some of these giveaways. So you want to stay tapped in, all right? At Woodward Sports everywhere. It's Detroit's #1 digital sports network. Let's go.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Not afraid to admit that we get hungry on this show.
Yeah, we do.
Even though we do bring in some protein bars and some things back in the office every once in a while. People in Milwaukee had their appetites satisfied yesterday. In case people missed it, the Brewers won their 12th game in a row. So we talked a little bit about this yesterday, about how good that team has been, how impressive it's been. I love what they're doing. But there was I don't think it's a contest. It's more of a
promo. It's
a promotion. Thank you. Yeah, it's
like Ricky Bob, Jackie Moon, semi-pro.
Semi-pro. So George Webb, a local restaurant chain named George Webb, originally back in the day, had a 17-game win streak. If that happened, then everybody would get free burgers. Everybody. Anybody who claimed it, they came in and they would do
in Milwaukee?
Right? In Milwaukee.
Okay.
Anybody who could get to a George Webb restaurant for burgers would get a free burger.
Gotcha.
Okay? Because the Brewers had won 17 in a row. Then that promotion dropped to 13 games when the Braves moved to Milwaukee in 1953. Then, of course, things changed again, and they changed the promotion to 12 games when the Brewers moved from Seattle in 1970 back to Milwaukee. Okay? Last night, the Brewers won their 12th game in a row. It was a 12-5 butt kicking over the Pittsburgh Pirates, and everybody got burgers. It's the second time the franchise has accomplished that since 2018. Then, I believe, they gave away 170,000 burgers.
Oh, man, that's sick.
170,000. More than that, okay, to mark that type of occasion.
I don't know if that's worth it.
At $5 a pop, it adds up quick.
It does.
Ricky's face, dog.
Adds up quick.
I'm just thinking
burgers aren't $5, so
this is why I'm not a successful entrepreneur, because 100,000, even if you make $1 off each burger you sell, that's 100. You just gave away to people you don't know.
Over 170,000. Well, it does. Maybe it does create a little goodwill. You get a chance to do that. You give me a free burger, I'm going to go there more often. I don't know
half off burgers.
I don't
I feel like smaller cities, it works. Like bigger cities, they just be like, they gave it to me free this time. I'm still not going there. I think smaller cities, it works.
I bet you're right. I bet you're right about that. There's a connection there, perhaps.
Because we get free Arby's all the time from the Tigers, and nobody.
Nobody's going to that.
I've never liked Arby's.
You could say that. They're not a sponsor. Tell me.
I thought about it before I said it.
Tell me what promotion you would love. We'll stick with baseball. The Tigers to do. What would you love to see them do?
Kool-Aid go first. I'm thinking, are we talking about are we talking food, or is this any
you can make it whatever you want. Whatever promotion Braylon Edwards
Ricky is
or
ready to
Kool-Aid
go.
or Ricky
I got
wants
one
to make.
already exists. I'm still waiting for them to hit a home run in the Little Caesars hole in outfield.
And get what?
And you get free. Everybody gets free pizza.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that because I don't eat that pizza. I eat Buddy's pizza. But anyway, that's a good one. Okay.
What promotional? I'm looking at something everybody can have, because I was gonna say concert tickets like Pie Knob, but like that's you.
Well,
you
can you give me the number of wins too? If they won 20 in a row,
got you.
Ooh.
How about let's keep it with the Motor City?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a free oil change.
That's up there.
I get that anyway. So.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I like
right?
it.
That's really expensive. That's
What about
probably
Coney? What
probably
about
too
Coney?
expensive.
Everybody gets a free Coney.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. But here's the problem with that. When you're at the ballpark, you're trying to sell your own hot dogs. So do you really want
got
to?
you.
You see what I'm saying?
So,
and I don't know if they're, but the oil change is too expensive. Nobody would do that. How much is an oil change? $80 for your truck?
Free for me. Bro.
Yeah. Okay. For mortal people, it's probably $80-$90. So that wouldn't happen. That's way too much. I was just trying to look at it from some type of You know, what
I
if
was
it was a
gonna say
gas
round the
station?
golf.
How about half off gas?
I'd
half
take
off your fuel.
I'd take it.
I've done radio promotions where they've done that. Where
Gas is
just
always expensive.
Went down to like $1 for like 3 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Those are crazy.
All right, so if you, let's say this, 20 wins in a row for the Tigers, $2 gas at X gas station.
Ooh,
How
I'm
about
in
that?
there. I'm in there. I'm in for all
Would
of
that
them.
would that be a good one? $2 gas, $2 gas. You'd have a long line waiting. You know, you actually might. It might not be a bad promotion. Here's why: how many people are willing to wait in line for that?
Right.
But when you win your 20th game the next day, $2 gas to tie into the 20, the 2 and the 0. Okay, it's at a specific location. It's not a bad deal.
Or a specific company, so it's multiple locations.
Why don't they do 20? Why don't they do? Here you go.
Okay.
They win 20 games. Why don't you do something as it relates to entering a game on price wise? Maybe it's free. Maybe it's free game.
$2 tickets.
$2 tickets.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Keep it with the ballpark. If they win 20 games, $2 tickets. I'm sold. Because I think that way you're not hurting if you allow them one game for free.
That's not a bad idea. Or how about this? Parking's only $20 because you know how much parking is downtown.
Yeah, right.
Now you'd have to own the lot,
but still, that's those private vendors, and they're not coming off that.
They're not coming off that. That's true.
Nah, buddy. No.
Nah, buddy.
50, buddy.
What?
50.
Kool-Aid.
Hey,
what do you got
for you? 45.
Yeah.
For you, 45.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm in a good mood. I make you feel good. $45.
And then you look next door, and it's like 30 for parking. You're like, well, did you really?
What the hell happened? That's his cousin that owns it.
Where's your favorite place to park? Downtown, around Comerica Park or LCA, where you know you'll get a spot. If I know you have I know you have parking structure code. I know you have all that. I have that too. But let's say you don't have that. My favorite place to park is directly over the freeway. So on 75, on the LCA side of the freeway, which is the north side.
Yeah.
Right where that little church is?
Yes.
Right where that little church is, and the
yeah.
buses are right there. Yeah. They always have parking on that street. It's a quick walk across the freeway.
Yep.
And you beat traffic when you park there on the way out because it's easy to get down Woodward.
I would say this, and how much is it? Do you know?
Yeah, it's 30, 45, and 50 if you park next to that restaurant right there, Bert's.
Yeah.
It's like 45, 30, and 40.
But free for you. So for us, if you're looking at LCA, okay, and right next to it is the Mike Ilitch Business School of Wayne State.
I got you.
Right on the corner there, Temple and Woodward, I believe it's Temple, is a lot that is dedicated to
Wayne State,
to the veterans, to the U.S. Military veterans.
Yeah.
And I think it's $30. So I'll
That's
park
a good
there.
one.
I'll park there as much as I possibly can because the money goes to the vets at certain at certain events.
I'm a street parker.
You're a good dude, Shep. And side note, I should have commented on it earlier, but I didn't. I see the light flex with the polo you're wearing right now. I'm not gonna say much, but I see the light flex.
I don't have the ability. Oh, it says Pebble Beach.
Yeah, you're talking about
Pebble Beach Country Club.
That's heaven right there.
That I've never played it. A friend of mine went there, got me the shirt, which was very nice of him.
Okay.
I've never played it, but I've eaten on the restaurant that's on the 18th hole. I've walked the 18th hole, and I've stared into the abyss, and like, this is just heaven. This is amazing.
You sound like Isaiah Thomas after winning the first championship. This is like sounds like heaven.
Yeah. That's what it felt like,
Remember
man.
we sing?
I've never seen a green in just such pristine in condition. Like, it was so beautiful. I didn't even walk on it. Like, you could. Like, the rounds over days over, they allow you to. But, like, I just looked at it. I wouldn't go on it. Like,
Have you been at the Masters? Have you been at Augusta?
I blew that opportunity. Well, I blew my opportunity so far. I'm going to go. No. To answer your question, I have not.
Because I heard that. I mean, there's not a blade of grass out of place there, and I would love to go
Augusta
there.
National.
So a good friend of mine, God rest his soul, Drew Sharp, went there and actually played. He was one of the few members in the media who had actually got a chance. And I loved working with Drew, but we played golf together. He had no business playing that golf course whatsoever. But he did have a chance to go there, and he said it was just unbelievable. Yeah. So it was a really fun thing. Yeah. Golf is, look, man. I mean, there's certain parts of it. You know, if the four of us could go play there right now, we would, right?
Oh my God!
There are certain places in
Mount
the state
Carmel.
of Michigan that we'd like to go to.
And how about this? You guys were talking about winning. We got the back wall up there. Win 12 in a row.
Yeah,
people get burgers, right?
Yeah.
How about the Pistons? They win. Shep, I got to do it to you again, brother. Listen. The Pistons get 16 national regular season games this year. Let's
16?
go Detroit Pistons.
That's a
16
lot.
up. They kick the regular season off October 22nd on the road versus
Did they play
Bulls.
Christmas?
October 26th versus Celtics. No Christmas Day this year.
16 national games?
16.
Somebody predicted that.
That's crazy.
I think was it Tim Legler who predicted? Somebody on the Four Letter Network predicted that the Pistons would be one of those teams in the national spotlight a lot. You know,
Yeah.
Kool-Aid's the only
They're
one who
there.
has not answered our little question there about,
Which one?
well, the one where what promotion would you give?
Listen.
Oh,
well,
there
I'm
you
thinking
go.
about parking.
Here's an easy one. Free car wash.
Oh,
Hey.
beautiful.
Free car wash. There you go. Cars. There's the Detroit Ain't Lane for you. Shout out to Jax. That's where
There
you go
you
get
go.
that car wash.
There you go.
Free car
There's
wash.
your winner.
You know what?
Although I do
got
like
the
your
colors, too.
gas. I do like the
Yeah.
$2 gas.
You
That's a pretty good example of it right there. That wouldn't be bad either.
That was Ricky, I think. You and y'all came up with that one.
Kool-Aid, did he steal your thunder? The proverbial thunder?
Hey, you know what? Jax is a good one, man. Shout out to Jax. Make sure you guys use code WSN and get that free car wash. But for whatever reason, my mind just always goes back to food. And I'm stuck somewhere between Hunter's House and Coney Dogs. I don't know why, but that's where I'm out at right now. And I can almost smell it from around the corner.
I can smell it.
Right now, it's got to be Hunter's House, man. The best burgers in town.
Okay, can
I
I
like
just
burgers,
can I
too.
just say this? Guilty pleasure. I had one before work today.
Hunter's House?
Hunter House.
Hunter
It's
House,
just
yeah.
it's singular. Hunter House.
There you go.
Yeah.
It
So
is
there
good.
there are
Myers.
there are certain. I grew up in the hills,
Yeah.
Farmington Hills,
Yeah.
and
Greens.
for us it was green.
Greens.
Yes, sir.
Braves
took
is
my
another
kid-
one in Hamtramck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Braves. All the
Braves.
spots that are black and white,
Tailway.
which is a small
yeah.
designing. That's how they're structured,
Tailway's
black and
good.
white,
Yeah.
and they smell like grease. You know what
Yeah.
you get into when you walk into.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure though. But I did take my kids one time to Greens.
Greens.
And said, "Aren't these better?" And they're like, "No, that's no different.
Yeah.
No, I mean Hunter House is better." I think a lot depends on where you grow up. I did see
11 and
Spenny and
Orchard.
Justin and a couple others from the Woodward sports team walking over and getting in line and ordering theirs. I would guess theirs was coming in a much bigger box than mine was.
Yeah, I was eating that too much when I was working here maybe 2-3 years ago. We were going there probably 3 times a week. Cheese fries. And
They were
burgers.
bringing in trays of burgers.
Yeah, we were.
Oh man,
I was bringing in like once a week I was eating there 3 times myself, and I was
Really?
bringing in once a week for the crew in the back. Like I bring them 10, 15 burgers or so.
Oh, man.
boy, I miss
so
those.
good.
I miss those days.
Yeah, no,
I miss those days. that's for
I'm on a
sure.
different trajectory with my health now.
I do want to get to the ceiling and the floor for the Lions. There is an article out by ESPN that gives each team. They actually break down each team, and then and CBS Sports comes out and actually registers every single game. They picked all 272 games, believe it or not.
Too much.
Yeah, too much. I mean, you don't know what the teams look like yet. But I do think it's fair based on what we've seen in camp so far, coaching staffs, talent that they have, when healthy. What's the ceiling for the Lions and what's the floor? So just to give you an idea of what ESPN suggested for the Lions, and they picked every division and every team, all right? So here's what they did for the NFC North. The ceiling for the Bears is 11-6. The floor is 6-11. How do we feel about that? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Close, not close.
I'm back. Say it again. Let's start over. Here we
That's
go.
all right. The Bears. The ceiling is 11-6. The floor is 6-11.
I'd say the ceiling is 9.
9? Okay.
I say-
What
and I
do you
say-
think about the floor?
5.
Okay.
5 and 11.
So five from a year ago.
Yeah.
The Packers. The ceiling is 12-5. The floor is 6-11.
I like it.
Is that about right?
I like
you
it.
buy that?
I do.
Okay. I think the floor is a little low. Minnesota. Ceiling is 11-6. Floor is 6-11. Maybe a little low on the floor. If you noticed, all 3 teams that I just mentioned, the floor is 6-11. I think a lot of that has to do with within the division they play.
Right.
Right? So now the Lions. The Lions' ceiling is 12-5. I would say 13-4 for a ceiling. The floor is 7-10. My floor would be 10 wins. I don't think there's any chance, unless it's a major injury, that this team loses 7 games this year. Too much talent for me.
It's funny. Look, as I say this, my ceiling is the exact same as yours. It's 13. 13-4 is the ceiling that I had, and then same. Yeah, 13-4.
Sure is. Yeah.
Then those are the games, and I'm like, these are the ones I think they would lose potentially. We can get that later. 13-4, I think is the ceiling. I think this team is really good talent wise, and if they get rolling, 13-4 is what they could be. I think the floor is 11-6.
Wow, really? 11?
Floor. It's too much effing talent on this team, and then also I've seen what they've done over the last 2 years. I am expecting big things for this Detroit Lions team. I think the ceiling is 11-6.
Okay.
I think they're the best team in their division. You look at that division, they're not even playing against Jordan Love opening night. Let's just stick in the division. They're not even playing against Jordan Love opening night. That's another win. That's
he hasn't been ruled out yet.
All right, we'll see about that.
But you think he will be?
He won't. Yeah, I think he'll be ruled out
for
game one. They're going to beat them. You look at the division, J.J. McCarthy and what they got going on, they're struggling with the wide receiver position. Like, Justin Jefferson's amazing. What's he going to do with Brian Branch and Terry Arnold on all game long?
And Jordan Addison is
suspended
for the first 4 games.
Exactly.
Right.
And then you get into the Chicago Bears. Not worry about them anyway. So I think in your division alone, I think you're 5-1.
Yeah. And look, with all due respect to Chicago, I'm sure Ben Johnson will turn things around.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is a talent. There's talent on that offense. Roma Dunze is a talent. DJ Moore is a talent. They've improved the offensive line. Their defense is really good. But so far, reports out of camp from people in Chicago, not national people in Chicago, that there has not been that connection between Williams and Johnson yet. It's taken some time. So we'll see what happens. ESPN wrote the X Factor. This is low-hanging fruit. They wrote new coordinators. How fast will the Lions adjust to new coordinators, Kelvin Shepard and John Morton, after a 15-win season last year? In 2024, Detroit lost both their coordinators constantly. That's all they talk about. The Lions are the fourth team since 2000 to lose both their coordinators to head coaching jobs in the same offseason.
If they move more than 11 games, then Jared Goff got hurt. That's the only way I could accept. Knock on wood, twice, 3, 4, 5 times, 7 times you need me to do it. If they lose more than 11 games, Jared Goff got hurt. Your centerpiece at quarterback, he got hurt. Realistically, Baltimore Ravens, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Commanders, they're the only 4 teams that I will accept in everybody that they will lose to. I don't think they're losing all of those, but I'm saying those are the only 4 that if you said it as a consensus, fine. Those are 4 teams. That's it.
They have equivalent or better talent than Detroit. Is that fair to say?
100%.
Okay.
So when you give me the Cincinnati Bengals, they can score a lot of points. What's the defense going to do? And last time I checked, the Lions, they can score a lot of points. So I'm not worried about them.
The Lions' defense is damn good.
And we also proven we can win in Kansas City. Oh, by the way, I know who was out that game, but we still proven we can win at Arrowhead. They still have to remember that. They'll beat the Rams. I'm not worried about the Rams. I'm just not worried about enough outside of those 4. Mm-hmm. So if you're telling me 11-6, fine. That's the floor for me. Ceiling, I think, is 13-4.
I like it. I like it a lot. Remember, the Rams, they've got issues with their injuries. Matthew Stafford with the back. He's right. Chris Jones was out in that game for Kansas City.
And Travis Kelce.
Okay, but Detroit was missing some talent too. But I get it. You're 100% right. Not the impact that those guys were. But I think they were without Taylor Decker. All right, when we come back, Jeff Pierce will join us. Speaking of injuries, he's going to help us sort it all out for the Lions and others around the NFL. Dr. Jeff Pierce joins the Braylon Edwards Show right after this.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone. The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season
and take advantage of our $20 haircut special.
Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big Injuries? Big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
So, you're a Detroit sports fan, huh? Well then, make sure you subscribe to all the Woodward sports pages on YouTube. We have Woodward Baseball, Woodward Pistons, and of course, Woodward Hockey. Get breakdowns, updates, and bonus coverage of all things Detroit. So pick your favorite sport and follow along with the best Detroit sports coverage ever made. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
All right, back on the Braylon Edwards Show. We're with you Monday through Friday from 2 until 4. Hope you give us a chance and give us a like, too. Punch that like and give us a follow here on Woodward Sports. We welcome in, like we do every Thursday, right around the 3:30 time slot, Dr. Jeffrey Pierce, good friend of ours, the Injury Insider. How are you, Doc?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yeah, we missed you last week, you know.
I know. We didn't have our thing together.
Yeah, what the hell? Were you in Greece? Is that where you were at?
I was in the south of France. So
south of France. How did that go?
Nice, Cannes. It was amazing. Truly amazing. The weather was beautiful. It was a good bonding trip with my children, my son and my daughter. So it was their graduation present. And,
wow. Wow, look at that. Congratulations.
I didn't even get a party for my graduation.
Same.
And you're going to the south of France. That's pretty awesome.
They're good kids, man. They deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it. I've met his son. I've met his son and daughter.
Side note, man, she hit the ball in country miles. She's actually become a really good golfer. It was actually fun playing with her and watching her stroke.
Yeah, you were playing in that outing in Ann Arbor, right?
100%. No. Doc's outing.
Oh no, that was at Oak Point.
Yeah, that was at Oak Point.
That's right.
That's when we played at Oak Point, man. Like,
yeah,
she actually held the team down, realistically.
Did she? Well, we know it was Doc who was holding the team down. So.
Time out. You hit some good shots. I said she held the team down. There's a difference. It's like talking about the going to work Pistons. Like, Tayshaun hit some good shots. Chauncey held the team down, and so if you want to say Ben, then Ben. Yeah. She held the team down. You hit some really good shots.
It's okay to see she's better than you, Doc.
Yeah.
No, she's without a doubt is better.
Okay, that's all he's saying.
You get the credit for that, though.
Yeah,
you get the credit for
You're
her
the one who helped teach her.
You put her in it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that double edge.
For sure.
I'll take the double edge on that. But I contributed early.
True.
Which is very unusual for my game. Yeah. So that was the comfort I had of my staff, and I will do a shout out to my staff.
Good point.
We put on a great event. We raised good money for Athletes Unlimited, for our disabled athletes. Vladdy was there. Obviously the guys were all Woodward Sports was well supported. Shout out to Woodward Sports for doing that. I loved it. and we had a perfect day. I think the backdrop of the show was great. I think the cause is great. I think the awareness that we're making is great. And, I always bring it up. I started this thing 28 years ago.
Say, you've done it a long time.
And it was a battle to get the respect for our disabled athletes with Gatorade and Nike, which I met in person, the higher-ups, and they said they weren't ready. And now it's full support. And I think they're starting to realize that even at our events, like I think you got to meet a lot of the athletes. Our gentleman that's actually got a scholarship that's going to U of M. It's amazing how we can complain so much. Mm-hmm. And then it bothers me that some people don't get it when you watch someone struggling and being such a high-level athlete, the amount that they have to go through, missing a limb, being a spinal cord injury, having the assistance, and they do it with a smile.
Yeah, how little they complain compared to us.
God, it's like crazy. And nobody, I really push it. Nobody's looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
We're looking for awareness. Mm-hmm. And I say it, I won't get on that soapbox because we got a lot to talk about, but it's just the society today. I had a wonderful conversation today with a patient who's been married 60 years this Thursday.
Wow.
And I had to ask him, how? How did you do it?
So today marks their 60th anniversary.
No,
right?
a week from today will be their 60th anniversary.
Okay.
And he was a school teacher in the Bloomfield system for 41 years.
Wow.
So this is a real contributor, a guy with a good infrastructure base. And they're even saying, the wife's over in the corner is like, these kids today, these phones today. I mean, are we moving to a better world? This is a bigger question.
Yeah,
that's outside of
we're getting philosophical now.
Yeah, we can have that debate some other time, but I thought your event was fantastic. Kudos to you and all the people who support you, Braylon, for being there to support as well. We were glad that we could be part of it. So thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate it. But speaking of injuries, of course, everybody was rocked by last week's Lions-Falcons game in which Maurice Norris had to leave the field with a neck injury, and they stopped the game. From your vantage point, what did you notice about that, and how career-threatening is that for that young man?
So you really have to break that down because you can see visually that he had uncontrollable movements, right, which was interpreted later as a seizure. The actual impact of his neck going back at that velocity to full extension, I don't know if we have it. We have it there? Where you have that full velocity, full-blown, going hard, going, Campbell speed, and that extension and his whole body moving forward, you probably got some type of sever of both the neck and the concussion movement of the brain. And that combination, which is very rare, is that you have that impact seizure. When you start having a seizure, that's a scary moment, right? Mm-hmm. You don't know if that's going to lead to spinal cord injury. So there was a few physicians commenting on this. Kudos to the team, to the medical team that were there to control that situation, because that is a situation that can be, and we've had an unfortunate situation in the history of the Lions of someone passing away with those kind, and we've also had a severe spinal cord injury.
Yep.
So it was all you got to think, and we get to look at it now days later. But when you're active and you're the medical on that team, all that's going through your head. Is this guy going to die in front of me? Is he become a spinal cord injury? What I do in the next 30 seconds to 2 minutes is so vital. And they did that. And we all get to be Monday morning quarterbacks. Yeah. But imagine being there at that second on that field. And for the players, you saw all the players just all their energy leaving their faces. Like, holy cow, what's going on? Mm-hmm. And that's what they think to begin with, and Braylon can contest. When you see an injury, you start thinking that could be me. Is that me? This is the game we're playing. So as much as we want to bet and do all the betting and gambling and debating, it's a serious game that your life's on the line at times. Not to be too dramatic, but I'm just trying to emphasize the medical team doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I agree.
You're talking about split seconds that you got to be smart enough where you're instinct kicks in, and they did that.
Yeah.
And fortunately, a seizure is a scary thing to watch if any of you have seen it, because a lot of times you just want to work through it. And it really is a short-circuiting of the brain, right? You shock either the brain or the spinal cord. It's usually the brain 90% of the time, which is probably what it came to, but it was the combination of the two, if I had to guess, that kind of short-circuit everything, and everything just starts reacting. The muscles, you saw him shaking on the side, which is a bit, I think freaky and unusual and scary. And fortunately, he's come out of it. He's in concussion protocol.
Yeah, it's good
The
he was back
cervical
in
spine.
practice. Yeah, not that he was practicing, but back.
Kudos to the doctor. Kudos to the doctors and first responders in the scene. I think it goes back to the DeMar Hamlin situation. I think that situation on that Monday night game, it starts to let the NFL know, moving forward, if we have these things, this is kind of how we'll deal with it, because I thought they took the time. You got to take time in those situations. The first time that I've ever saw this was my sophomore year at Michigan. Cato June was a safety for us, played for the Indianapolis Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He got similar situation. He went down. He had the motions. He had the movement. They stopped it. You could hear a pin drop in the big house, and I saw grown men cry. Like, I'm talking about guys that were my peers, grown men, like fifth-year seniors, fourth-year seniors, and they were literally crying on the field for one of their own. So it does take time to be able to even get back to the mental capacity to go out there and play a game. Like you said, like you see that, I got to take a break to realize that could be me. Now I'm not running my route as hard. Now I'm looking at the safety who was Bob Sanders that particular game. I'm like, do I want to go across the middle? But getting back to this injury, this situation, I don't want to make this about 2020 and what happened, but we've seen this a lot more. Yes, we had it one time with the Detroit Lions years ago. Yes, we had it another time with the Detroit Lions 91, 92. We know about that one. But it seems that it's happening more in this specific type where you'll see a seizure and then you'll see a concussion and they're working together. Has it changed? Has it become more since COVID? Or did they not just talk about it or show it as much in the NFL?
Well,
or since 2020, I guess cat's out the bag.
I mean, 2020, you're talking about minor changes where, concussion has become a bigger thing. Was it hidden? Was it as publicized?
Yeah.
You got cameras on every view. You don't have anybody saying cameras down, nothing. We're seeing everything. Everything's being transparent. Yeah. We feel like the audience should have every angle. So did it happen? Yeah, the injuries were worse back in the day. You're talking 2020, we're awareness of the concussion, right? Was the speed we can go back to leather helmets. Yeah. You didn't move as fast.
Red grain.
You're coming in with, like, I had a guy today he played football, played all the sports. We used our head. If your helmet wasn't marked up, then you didn't play hard enough.
100%. That wasn't.
We should call it meat.
That was the thing, yeah.
Right.
That's what used to be called, meat on the helmet.
Yeah.
Like the different marks.
Or the other team's colors on your helmet.
Yeah, we call it.
That was the way you played.
Yeah.
Well, he's now dealing with a neck injury that probably started back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm answering your question. I think we're definitely more aware of it. We publicize it more. You now have a neurologist that sits on the sideline as a third party for concussions. So the NFL is doing everything not to hurt the game, but be more aware of the game, right? So it's been there. I think you're having it at a higher rate of transparency. A lot of this was hidden. A guy was hurt, unknown injuries. All of a sudden, he just kind of fades away. Now it's in the public eye of everything.
Yeah. It's good answer. Hey, before we let you go, ceiling and floor for the Lions this year. How many wins could you envision them winning in a perfect scenario? How many wins could you envision them winning in a worst-case scenario?
So I saw on there, I would say 13 would be the ceiling, 9 is probably the floor.
Okay. So
but I agree with Braylon. I was listening.
Okay, we appreciate
when they start. I tuned in.
Yeah.
I think in any sport, even I compare it back to my son's Cranbrook lacrosse, you have to win the games you're supposed to win. Right now, the Lions are supposed to. Are they favored in every game they play?
Yeah, except one.
I doubt it. Yeah,
it's only 2 games they're not favored in: the Baltimore Ravens game and the Eagles game.
Yeah, so actually, I'll be at the Eagles game.
Wow. Might change the week of, but yeah, for right now, he says 2.
Yeah, so they should be close to that 13, 15 mark.
Yeah, I think 13.
You got to win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good information. Always appreciate it. Thanks, Doc, for swinging in again. Great job in the golf outing.
Yeah, thank you. For
it was so enjoyable to be out there and see the people who get supported.
So I have one question.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So getting back to my couple that was 60 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Would there be a good show to bring on couples that have been married over 30 years to explain to the young people what is the real cookbook to successful relationships and marriage?
Sure, the dating game, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah, well, yes and
no. These
people
are
don't wanna
already
listen.
married. The insight of what you have
What
to
they
do in the
have.
struggles to stick through it.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be good. It'd be better for younger married couples, but
Yeah.
single people don't want to listen to married couples. I tried.
Not on the sports
They
show.
don't
You-
want
you-
Some
you
married,
gotta
people,
find
some
a
married
way to
people don't
tie
want
it
to
in.
listen to married people.
Yeah.
It'd be good for a podcast somewhere down the road. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Are we socially ready for something like that? I think it would be good. Not necessarily on on Woodward
No,
Sports.
it wouldn't be appropriate for the Braylon Edwards show. But at some point, I mean, there
I want to
is.
be out here getting people divorced and they blaming me.
Sorry. I just followed the Braylon Edwards recommendations.
True. You know, hey man, fight it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Work it out, man.
Well, yeah,
work
it out. You can
signed,
make it
you
happen.
signed the contract. Figure it out.
Let's get to the mailbag on the Braylon Edwards show. Kool-Aid, what do we got?
Hey, you know what? The chat has been pretty epic all day, and I gotta kick it back to the nickname thing here.
That's a long time ago.
they still keep it coming in, man. But actually, no, I was just messing with you. The floors and the ceilings. I have some of these from the chat members. But nitty gritty, he says 14-3 is his ceiling, 11-6 is the floor. You know, Justin Kaysen believes the floor is 10-7. I haven't seen anybody who believes that this team is going to lose under 10 games. Dante 151.
Of course not.
Ceiling 14-3, floor 12-5.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are very, very bullish, obviously, about their Detroit Lions this year.
We got to teach them the meaning of ceiling and floor.
Yeah,
we got to teach them the meaning. Like a floor is the worst case scenario.
Right.
Like it's not. Oh, they're still going to be good, but all right, I'll give them 12 losses. I mean, 5 losses. A worst case scenario would be 10-7. Like that sounds like something went wrong along the way. Maybe you lost a couple close ones because of some mistakes, some miscues. You didn't play your best ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's a worst case scenario as opposed to, 14 or 12.
12-5 would be a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Hey, what? 12-5 will win you the NFC North.
Yeah.
It will make you second place in the NFC for sure.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee nobody's winning more than 13 games. It makes you're in line with your goals and what you want to achieve.
Yeah. If you
Give me
told
12-5
if I
all
gave
year.
you, if I gave you 12-5 right now, and you could go take it to the bank, would you take it?
Yep.
Yeah. I think most
You go
people
12-5, that means you only lost one game in your division.
That's a good question, too.
Think
I
about
think-
this. I mean, last year, the
So-
Baltimore Ravens went 12-5.
Yeah.
Not bad, right?
12-5. We take that all day. 12-5.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
Was Buffalo 12-5 as well?
Do we beat
Buffalo's
Chicago?
13-4.
What's
Oh,
the
there you go.
prediction on Chicago?
Yeah,
I think they're going to take them out to the woods.
Sweet.
I think the Lions win 5 out of 6 division games this year.
The lone loss,
Vikings on
I was
Christmas.
going to say, at Minnesota.
The only reason why is because you got to look at their schedule. Like that's a tough road for the Lions. They play at the Rams. Where is it? They play the Rams on the 14th. They play the Steelers, who the defense is physical no matter how you look at it and slice it. On the 21st
Unless
here.
they don't have Cam Hayward in the middle.
Very true.
Yeah.
They play they'll have him. They play the Steelers on the 21st, and then they turn around 4 days later on Christmas, and they play the Vikings in Minnesota. I just think the stretch could get you a loss at Minnesota. Not necessarily the team, that stretch. LA to the Steelers, and in 4 days, and you got to play the Vikings. That'd be the only divisional loss.
Scheduling losses are real.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, like I have bitched and moaned about this for the last couple of years. It's one thing playing on Thanksgiving on a Thursday, but then the next week playing on that Thursday. So you got a short week, all right, which is part of us because we love the tradition. Short week, Sunday to Thursday, and then the following week, you're Thursday again. So you got 3 games in a span of 12 days.
Right.
That's that's
crazy.
That is really tough.
Yeah, it's 14, 21.
Didn't the Chiefs have something like that? last season they had like 3 games in like 11 days.
They
or something
did
crazy.
at near the end of the season, but the Lions had that last year, and the
Yeah,
Lions
yeah.
have it
Oh,
again
yeah,
this
you're
year.
right, you're right.
They have it
Yeah.
again this year. Okay, it's the same stuff.
We did that with he did it with the Jets my second year. We played 3 teams in 11 days. We ended up playing that next game, that 4th game. We played the Houston Texans, who weren't good. Man, it took us to the very end of the game to beat this team, and it was at home. They were horrible that year. I want to say they were 6-10, but because of that schedule, because we were beat up, because we were tired, because it was short schedule, and then when you had those short schedules, you're not necessarily practicing. You're not watching the film of the last game because you got to prepare for this game. You can lose just in that manner. That's a real deal.
Yeah. And we got some super chats here too, man. Shout out to the people for supporting the show. Michael Wary put in his $2 super chat for his
Michael
floor
Wary
and ceiling.
always.
He didn't just put it in chat. He says 11-6 is the floor. His ceiling 15-2. The players make it happen. So he agrees with Bray and Shep. I ain't say that. The $2 super chat. He says 10-cent beers to incite chaos. If you know, you know. Going back to our brother
Silver
segment. Look
Boy,
at
he's a man after my own heart right there, baby.
I'm about to say you had that mischievous smile. Look at Shep's face, man.
That would be awesome. Depending on the beer, that would be awesome. That would be all me. It is all Braylon Edwards. Tomorrow,
the city's
we're
ready
back
for that.
here on the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports, 2 to 4. Hope you can join us. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody. And thanks for listening and watching the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep
Edwards has it. 10-5, touchdown.
on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep,
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.